be standing upright for anything, and not once, I don't believe. You've been running this mission a lot. Has it once actually landed perpendicular to the ground?
Yeah.
Once it did?
No, actually, never. It's never been that calculated.
Landed on the truck.
Okay, so now this time you're not using a jig?
We actually lined it up to the back of this N.
Okay.
It's going to be using a smooth, this is the program I wrote. It's going to be using a smooth line follow 5-way. It's going to now be doing a 2-way line follow, just the pivot line follow. It's going to be catching that line again. Now we're going to power over in this dyno until touch sensor 4 and 2 are hit. It's going to do a 2-touch lineup. It's going to turn like this, and we don't want to knock that one over yet because it gets in our way of the. This cup sometimes might get caught. It'll do a 2-touch lineup there. It's going to knock over that.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
And it lands in the target area.
Very nice. Okay.
A little safety at the end.
So your strategy
that
is for
safety
the
on
people
purpose?
to be attached to the robot the whole time?
Yes.
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 As well as the crash test dummy.
Have you ever had any, has it ever happened to you that they somehow got knocked off by something happening on the field you didn't expect to have happen?
Before we put in like little seat belts that they have across their legs, it would fall out of it, hit the wall suddenly.
Okay. All right.
So we just have seat belts.
Okay.
Yes.
Safety first.
And
so-
seat belts can be easily removed, right?
Yeah, just pull on the person. Just try to pull them out. Please tell me. Okay.
Okay, so you guys chose to not focus on this side of the board?
I wrote a program for down here, but because of time restraints and it just wasn't working the best, because it was actually one of our newer, it was just wrote like within the past week or two, so it hasn't been perfected quite yet. So in the regional competition, we do not intend on using it. But in the state, I think we're hoping to be able to get it working good enough to work.
Okay. So now I noticed that you guys are only using one implement now. It's for everything you're doing. Do you have using that same implement over here?
Do we have the implement?
I think we should bring it as
Yes.
an honorable mention. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It
Oh wow.
attaches to
More
the
complicated than the other one.
robot. You would remove this piece. It attaches to the robot. This thing attaches to the light sensor. This thing. It looks like not all the pieces are on it, but there's a little thing that hangs down here. That would attach to too. Also, so it would attach like this. This thing would plug in.
Okay.
How about you show them the program?
The robot currently. And it will just raise it. It
Oh, okay. All right.
raises, and it basically runs down here. It lines up to this black line, this white line, black line, white line. And then it would you can't bend it or you'll break it. Then it will lower over, grow over, turn like that a little, raise this. It will back up to this line, go forward, certain number of rotations. It would lower this, turn over, raise that.
Okay.
It would go up to this. It would then line up this back of this triangle. It would then go forward so much it would lower this all the way. Back up, raise this right around there. I have a little attachment thing that goes there that makes it easier to raise. It would it uses the slider, the little turn thing on the programming, to go back a little bit this way, or else it would knock down this sometimes. And actually, it does it real cool. It actually will ride back to base on the wall.
So you're doing some extreme roboting there? That's
Yeah.
cool.
It doesn't
Extreme
matter really,
robotics.
and it
Sure.
just looks pretty cool.
Okay. Now, can you guys tell me how you came up with the different implements that you're using?
We would break up into groups of 2 and come up with a strategy for whatever mission you and your partner got, and you'd build the implement for it, and then the programmers would work their magic.
Okay. And so, who designed the implements that we're looking at now?
Keegan and we kind of fused our efforts. I added the little bendy thing on it and made it a little wider in order to snag this one and get these loops over there a
Okay.
little better.
Right. Is there a reason why the tines are different lengths on those?
Yeah, for yours, like it normally would be, let's see, like this short, and for what we needed to get the blue loop, it had to be longer, so we extended these ones here.
And then the middle ones we extended because we needed to get
Yeah.
the gray up
Okay.
there.
Did you make this, Fiona?
Originally for the high loops
No.
program, we were going to use a
The one, isn't that the
forklift
one for this?
design.
That just
Okay.
comes down.
So we
So
go like
that's the
this,
original design there?
Yeah.
Okay.
and it would just go up like this, get out, grab the loop, come back out, and then get the other ones.
Okay.
But we switched the implements up for it because this one wasn't working all the time.
It was a little clunky.
Glitchy.
That thing? I think we switched it to this because that one was, Keegan even wrote a program, his very first for it, but it just was a little, it was built, it just didn't really, it just wasn't exactly tall enough and had all the specification needed to reach the high loops.
Okay. And did you have any other implements that you designed that you're not using anymore?
We had one from there to get this wall because it would just be going back like that, and we found so it was going down and pulling it down.
Okay.
But then we decided not to use it.
Okay. And so your strategy now is just to push it
Yes,
so that it
because
tilts over?
because we ended up, when we decided not to use it, we ended up raising, right about then, we decided raising our touch sensors so they could be 2 instead of 1, which was really low.
Okay.
And that one, so the 2 were just higher than the original just 1, so it would do its job in knocking the thing off.
Yeah, and it has to be for it to score points if you're doing the avoidance option, it has to be square to the mat.
Okay.
But here, it is not square to the mat.
Right. So how did you decide on the strategy for how you're running your missions?
When we were building the implements, we also came up with a strategy for how you would want to do the mission you got.
Okay.